70-69 is the final. Michigan falls short tonight, Josh, and what was a pretty good basketball game ended with a little bit of controversy. Two calls that really just didn't go Michigan's way. I don't know if you see that call most of the time against Mo Wagner at the end. Still, Isaac Hayes got the call. Purdue he made one free throw, and then Charles Matthews hit the shot at the end. But what are your thoughts there on how this game sort of ended there?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation. I guess you could consider that Wagner foul a ticky-tack foul, but really, I mean, you just can't hook your arm around a player like that. And that guy like Haas is going to get the benefit of the doubt just of how big he is. But yeah, I mean, Michigan had a chance to put this team away. I mean, wasn't like it was some last-minute rush. Michigan had a lead late in that second half, but just couldn't put the team away, and that kind of, that's just the story of the end of that half. They just could not put Purdue away, and credit for Purdue too. I mean, they hit some big shots and big moments, and they had every answer to every punch Michigan threw tonight.
Yeah, Michigan was up 5 there late. Purdue answered. Some of those possessions you got to question really what was going on. The Rockman possession, really just some hero basketball there. Yeah. And then Matthews, the ball looked like maybe it went off him. The ball got switched. Yeah. Nevertheless, Purdue got the victory in the end. Moving forward, Michigan still can take a lot of good things out tonight. Isaiah Rivers, Jordan Poole played great again. We can talk about them, but the guy I want to talk about is Xavier Simpson. 15 points tonight. He hit some big shots, gave Michigan its first lead of the game there at the end after back-to-back triples. Really, he's just sort of coming into form now as Michigan. It looks like he's clearly their point guard moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's certainly cemented his role as a starting point guard. He's finding that aggressiveness that Beilein has been waiting for him to show throughout the year, and the moment where he hit those back-to-back triples and kind of had that little swag walk up to the half court, that's kind of the aggressiveness and the confidence that the coaching staff have really wanted from him since day one. And so you can now start to see, now with the point guards getting involved now, this team is looking a lot more different than it did a few weeks ago. And not to mention, Beilein was playing 3 true freshmen up or down 1 midway through the second half, which 3 weeks ago I don't think he would have thought about that.
Absolutely not.
But now, I mean, it just shows how much this team has grown in just a very, very short amount of time. I mean, the sky's the limit for this team, and they're not even close to scratching their potential yet.
Yeah, quick note: Livers, 3rd straight game in double-digit scoring. Clearly, he's looks like to be the power forward of this team. They went with him down the stretch run over Duncan Robinson. Now we can talk about Michigan State. Big game this Saturday in East Lansing. Michigan State is now number 4 in the country, just coming off pretty much a blowout loss at Ohio State. Michigan's going to have their hands full this Saturday. Michigan State is arguably the most talented team. They're going to play all season until maybe the tournament. Yep. What are sort of your expectations for Michigan heading into a very tough place to play at Michigan State?
Well, if they can make it competitive, it'd be a positive and a step in the right direction. The Ohio State loss kind of showed that this team isn't as invincible as maybe some people thought they were. They are very beatable, but again, I don't think Michigan has the firepower yet to match the talent of Miles Bridges, Jaren Jackson, Nick Ward, Cassius Winston. I mean, they're loaded, and if Michigan somehow walks away with a victory on Saturday, well, that's great. But they've got a talented team down in East Lansing. It's going to be It's going to be a tough one,
and it's arguably the toughest place to play in the Big Ten. So we're going to see what happens this Saturday in East Lansing. For all your coverage and more, check into the MichiganInsider.com.